Really quick, let's move on. Let's do charismatic Catholic. Here we go. The question that is here with the screeners, and we're gonna have to kind of rapid fire through callers, is do the hosts think that a sound argument would be good evidence for God? I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
I don't know about. Yeah. What do you got, charismatic Catholic? CC.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Right,
hey,
so I guess you answered my question then. I guess no. I'll probe a little bit more. Do you think it would be? So you're saying it wouldn't be good evidence? Would it be some evidence? Would it be evidence at all?
No.
Yeah, I think when we use the term evidence colloquially, oftentimes we use it in a much broader sense. But I'm very much with Kenneth here. I think he probably comes to this too because he said no so quickly. I also say no so quickly because evidence is only good evidence. If it's not good evidence, it ain't evidence.
And the thing is, I just want to make sure clarifying your question, because the question was, is a sound argument good evidence for God? I would say no. I would also say it isn't evidence at all. An argument has to be valid and sound.
I can't just be sound, too, man. Gosh.
So that was my sticking point. A valid and sound argument would be evidence.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would grant. When I say sound, I'm just assuming that validity is already granted.
You're smuggling it in.
Yeah, I mean,
you sneaky Catholic.
All right. So if someone were to prevent you with a valid and a sound argument that is valid and sound, you would take that to be some sort of evidence for God. Then
I would not be able to help myself from coming along with it.
Absolutely, I wouldn't.
It would be involuntary. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't possibly resist it. If you presented me something that is very clearly, obviously sound and valid, I mean, what could I do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason why I'm asking is because I've run into I guess like people who would just outright say no, even if you did present it with a sound argument.
Those people are
in your
dicks.
case, a valid sound argument.
Those people suck.
But,
don't talk to those people. Those people suck. Yeah. Honestly, straight up, dismissively, just boom, they're dicks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think there are. Go ahead, brother.
No. Sorry, Secular. Go ahead.
Oh, all I was going to say was I definitely think there are people out there, and I think we all have one or two coming to mind for each of us that are just always going to be like that, man. They're just always going to be combative. They're just always going to be argumentative, and you don't even got to be talking about God.
Yeah.
He's going to be like,
have YouTube shows.
Yeah. There's this one, Ethan Micheal. I don't know if you guys know
that guy. Jesus criminy. Yeah.
Rough.
Sorry. Anyway. Do you have a valid and sound argument?
All right. Well, for the sake of time, I'll just present it to you guys, and if you guys want to rip it apart now and then later continue to rip it apart, go ahead.
If it's valid and sound, take comfort in knowing we won't be able to.
Couldn't possibly.
All right. All right. I'll give it a go. Here we go. So we got premise one. It'd be the universe possesses finely tuned physical constants and initial conditions that allow intelligent life to exist. Premise two. This is either due to necessity, chance, or design. Premise three. It's not due to necessity or chance. So the conclusion would be the fine-tuning of the universe is the work of a designer we would call God.
I think there's a problem with the first premise because you bring in the concept of fine-tuning, and this isn't me trying to be a jerk or anything, man, of course. And I'm not a philosopher. I'm in no way, shape, or form anybody that, but I will say I'll make a plug for a wonderful fella. Two fellas, Cease to Know and J Mike over on Axioms on Trial.
Come on.
Good
guys,
channel.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, you got to check it out. I don't know if you've seen this guy. I don't know if you've seen that guy hanging out over at some other cool channels like Talk Heathen and stuff, but J Mike over there too. Yeah. But it seems to me like when you say in the very first premise something regarding fine tuning, it seems to me like you're already kind of getting to the conclusion. So you'd have to do something there because fine tuning seems to smuggle in this concept that somebody fine tuned, right? Unless you want to go through this whole portion of explaining, like when you're saying fine tuned, you're just saying it seems from all of the evidence that we have that certain molecules can only exist between a range of -10 Celsius, and you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you want to go through that whole explanation every single time and stuff.
That probably would be like, I would rely on things like, you know, talking about like, you know, strong nuclear force, like the density of matter in the universe.
Of course.
You know, like the weak gravitational force. I would
at least advise taking away I would at least advise taking out the terminology fine tuning.
Yeah, because the argument,
take that out.
The argument basically is, if the universe is fine tuned, then the universe is fine tuned.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of where it seemed to me.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's go back to the drawing board then, fellas, and maybe come back another time.
Yeah, definitely. And take comfort in the fact that, and I hope this doesn't sound too snippy, but take comfort in the fact that if you do it, my brother, you will be famous worldwide. Everyone will know your name. And Kenneth and I hope Kenneth and I will be the first two to stand there and accept God as real. Because if it sounds invalid, we can't do anything else, brother.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for the talk.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. All right. So
what you feeling?
I mean, it's a good question. People often ask, you know, what would convince you? And so a valid and sound argument would do it.
I'd do it.
For people watching this who are like, what are these pedantic assholes talking about? There's a distinction in an argument with soundness and validity, right? So soundness, and people who know this are rolling their eyes right now, like, let's get to the next caller. What the hell? Soundness refers to the structure of the argument. The conclusion follows from the premises necessarily. It's a sound argument.
Valid, right? Valid is the one that's structure.
Right. And soundness refers to whether the premises themselves are true. My bad. I need to hydrate more with my wet water. Yeah, go listen to J-Mike, not me. Yeah. You said earlier, we're not philosophy doctors. Yeah. I don't know exactly what kind of doctor you are. I'm like an amateur gynecologist. I don't know about.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I've been
meaning to get into more of the medical fields. Currently, I have a doctorate in triviology, so worthless facts. Yeah, it's great. I have never once gotten a date. I've never once saved anybody's life, but maybe it'll be helpful.
It's sick at bars, you know, when they're doing trivia.
Yeah. I've gotten free drinks.
I guarantee right now that just because I said gynecologist that Ethan started giggling. I guarantee that